Oh, it's the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, and everyone's talking about it. And well, actually, that's not true. The media is talking about it, and they're really featuring it. There's like tonight, there was like every channel, or well, two channels had big specials, prime time about 50 years since the moon landing. It's a big deal. We look back and blah blah blah, and specials and this and this. And I can't help thinking that they're kind of missing the point. It's like a dumbed down version of what happened, because you see the big thing with the moon landing, because I did a bit of YouTube, I looked at a few videos, and the big thing with the moon landing, was of course absolutely a stupendously amazing achievement for mankind. But what actually happened was the technology that allowed it to happen. That's the big deal. Like I looked up, for example, because I was like thinking, how do rockets work? How does rockets? I mean, you got this stuff. I get the, I know how to, you pop a balloon, or you let a balloon, the air go out of a balloon. I get the air pressure comes out of that little thing, which creates a force. I get that, but the balloon flies around everywhere. How the hell does a rocket with all that power stay upright? And I looked it up, and actually, it's got gyroscopes in it. The gyroscopes keep it upright. And the actual rocket part, the funnel part that the stuff comes out of, that swivels, you see? It's on this constant thing which swivels. So the stars of the show are the gyroscopes, in my opinion. The bit that blew me away. It's like, oh yeah. And actually I saw footage of, maybe I should be doing videos rather than just talking. Anyway, there's footage out there you'll see of a rocket exploding, a rocket taking off, and it actually hovers mid-air. The fuel's burning underneath. It's going underneath, and it's not moving out. It's actually hovering mid-air and not falling down. There's gyroscopes which keep it up, and so there's all this technology. And second thing is this idea of orbit. There's escape velocity, which is a certain angle, a certain velocity, speed you go to, which is fast enough to leave the atmosphere, but not so fast that you leave orbit. There's a certain angle you have to be on. Anyway, I saw this doco about it. The point I'm making is everybody's celebrating the moon. If you really want to celebrate the moon landing, because, mankind did this, mankind did that, we're living in a technological age. No, we're not. We are not living in the age does not have technology. Technology comes from certain people who figured certain stuff out, and those people sadly are a tiny, 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 tiny minority. I can't build a rocket. Can you? Do you know how to make that a gyroscope? Do you know how to... engineers, how many of them are there? And if you really want to, give respect to the moon landing, everybody should have an understanding of this. All educated people should have an understanding of at least how orbits work. Because all these stupid shows are talking about, it's like the low IQ, the dumb person's version of what really happened. They're focusing on who did it and what he said and what the date was and what city it took off. And I saw even one report from Australia saying that, they had this big celebration at some telescope, which was an intrinsic part in projecting the pictures of the moon landing to the world. It's kind of like, hold on a second, you're celebrating that this was where it's hero worship. It's hero worship. What are you going to get a little piece of this because it's just fame. It's fame and celebrity. Oh, look at this! I got a little piece of the cloth that the astronauts' cloth of or whatever it is, a bit of metal from the original, something that fell off. Oh, that's going to, So these people are talking about it, but they're missing the point. They're missing the point. The point is the technology, the know-how. I mean, we can talk about who invented fire and the great day and how they felt and blah blah. But how about we teach them how to make fire? Can you make fire? Can you get two sticks and make fire? I mean, really, what people should be doing, rather than watching hours and hours of how did it feel when you landed on the moon. I remember there was one thing they were asking the astronauts. They kept talking, how did you feel standing there? And one astronaut said something like, well, I wasn't really thinking about that. And if someone's thinking about that stuff, they really shouldn't be there. Because, I mean, I'm an expert, but I'm pretty sure that as an astronaut, if your job is to go on the moon, the type of personality you want is not Mr. Poet who's going to look out the window and get lost in the sunset and the meaningfulness. You got to focus 100% on the job. Check the measurements. What time is it? Check the fuel lines, or check the this or that, or technical stuff. We've got stuff to do because we might die. We might die. So it's like a mission, and these guys are rational. Later on when you get down, you might. It's funny because I think they were pilots. They wanted to do a mission. They wanted to do a good job. They're on a team. But all this poetic stuff about the, how did it feel and the mankind's thing. Some of them, I'm not even that type of person. Nothing against them. They're just, they're not the poetic types. They're, they got their skills. Anyway, I'll just conclude with, I wish that I would not talk so much about the little nitty gritty details and the emotions and spend just, 10, 15 minutes just showing how orbits work. So everyone knows how things, how do things, what is an orbit? What stops it? The angle. It doesn't take heavy maths or physics. I mean, I'm pretty dumb in physics and maths, but I get the idea of speed, reaching a certain speed, and then you're falling. But because you're moving, you keep falling down, but you're moving across, so you're constantly going. And then, because in my mind I thought, well, yeah, but eventually, aren't you going to fall? Yes. So they apply a little bit of thrust just to move them out a little bit more, and that keeps it going. That's why they can keep going for years and years and years. And, and like finding out that the rockets have, that's much more interesting. That's much more useful. And I think that's going to, if you really want to give respect to technology, respect to this achievement of landing on the moon, you will want to join in on their knowledge and share that knowledge and teach it so that, so it's not lost. The ultimate tribute is to carry on the legacy, to stand on the shoulders of the giants that came before and take it further, which is not what they're doing. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, I would like to see, and there's a guy, you'll see them on YouTube. There's a lot of people that explain how this works and how it takes up. A lot of them are a little bit too technical, and others skip over important bits, like the gyroscopes. So yeah, that's it. I'll leave it at that. Okay, bye.